Ozzy Lopez with Keller Williams Realty, and today I have the pleasure of sharing with you how much money do you need in order to buy a home. So I'm not going to be sharing with you exactly the quantity, like the actual amount, because it depends on from buyer to buyer, credit score to credit score, loan to loan, right? House to house. It all depends on what you're buying and how you're buying it. But if you're in general just buying a home, not cash, right? This is how, if you're buying a home with a home loan, this is what you need to know. So let's jump right in. All right, when you're buying a home, there's two chunks of money that you're going to need ready, okay? Like in your savings, like just sitting there. And these two chunks of money, and they can all be in one account, that's fine. But I like to separate these two into two amounts so that you know where they're coming from. So you're gonna need this, but this is where they're coming from. The first half is going to come from, or is going to be for your down payment, okay? And the second half of of the amount you're going to need is for your closing costs. So before I tell you what that means, or maybe take it down to the mechanics of that, let me just summarize. These two halves is equals the funds that you need in order to close. Okay. So if you were to ask me again, if you were to ask me this question, hey Ozzy, how much money do I need in order to buy a home? I would say have these funds ready. Okay. The first half, let's talk about it. It's your down payment. So your down payment, you only have a down payment because you're not buying a house cash, right? Whenever you're buying a house and you don't have the entire moolah, you need to go to the bank and ask for a home loan. However, that bank's not going to let you borrow the entire pie. Let's say the entire pie. They're not going to give you everything. They're only going to give you up to a certain amount, and then you got to come up with the rest of it. And here's where I make that representation. They're not going to let you borrow the entire pie. They're going to let you borrow the majority of it, and you're going to have to pay that back in 15 years or a 30-year loan, and you got to bring up the rest of it. So if you were to ask me, hey Ozzy, how do I know how much down payment I'm gonna need? Who's gonna be able to tell you? The lender, right? Your bank that you got pre-approved with. They're gonna be able to tell you how big of a slice you're gonna need ready in your bank account. All right. So that's how your down payment works. Now your closing cost. How does that work? Well, here's the mechanics behind that. Whenever you buy a home, the process of buying a home is not free, right? The process of buying a home has a lot of costs. And when you add up all the costs, it equals your closing cost. That's like that one big chunk. So, and there's many things in there. I mean, there's the escrow fees, there's the title company fees, there's the real property taxes, there's the mobile notary, loan origination. There could be so many things in here, and that's what you have. Not only a lender, but your real estate agent to make sure you don't overpay in closing costs. So that's one of the things I'm going to be walking you through and just double checking for you that you pay the right amount of closing costs or less, not more if not needed. Right. So I'll be showing you how to navigate the closing cost waters. Your lender, though, is going to be showing you how to navigate the down payment and the loan. Now, again, so how do you determine the number? Easy. Go to your lender, say, how much do I qualify for? And they're going to tell you how much and how much you need to bring to the table. And if you buy a house for a certain amount, how much your closing costs might even be. So you'll know how much you're going to need in the bank by just getting pre-approved. Okay. Now, before you go running out to Wells Fargo or Bank of America or anything like that, let me send you my go-to lenders because I have 2 to 3 really solid ones that are my trusted go-to. When I buy my homes, I use them, and all my clients use them. So um, get an estimate, get a pre-approval from them. I strongly recommend. So just text me and ask for their contact info. I'll gladly share it. Now, to finish this video, besides this amount, which is your closing funds, meaning the funds you're going to need in order to close on a home, right? Besides that, you're going to need to pay 2 out-of-pocket costs during the transaction. And that's the inspection, the home inspection, and the appraisal. What's the difference? The home inspection checks for any defects to make sure that the house is in good shape, and the appraisal checks to make sure that the home is worth whatever you're paying. Okay? Now, how much are these two costs for you? The home inspection is going to be right around $300 or $400, and the appraisal is going to be around $450 to $650. It all depends on the size of the home, the age of the home, does it have a pool, the location, etc., etc., etc. But on average, those are the averages. So, guys, that's about it. Two big chunks is what you're gonna need right here, sitting in your savings account. It can be on the same account, that's fine, but your lender's gonna be able to tell you how much total, okay? Depending on the type of house you're gonna buy and depending on the type of loan you're gonna get. And then these two, you don't have to worry about just yet because these come during the transaction. Meaning, once you find the house, then you'll have to pay for these two. So don't worry about these two mini payments just yet. By the way, you can even put them on a credit card and just pay them off later. These two are the most important. Before you begin the process of house shopping, I want you to be very, very, very clear as to how much will you need for your closing funds, right? I want you to make sure you know what you're getting yourself into for your down payment and your closing costs. Once you have an estimate and know, and now you can comfortably proceed and say, Ozzy, let's go house shopping. I already know how much money I need and I already got it ready. Let's rock and roll. So guys, I hope this video was useful. If you have any questions whatsoever, if there's something I might have missed, please, please, please reach out to me. I'll be happy to walk you through anything. Thank you again. My name is Ozzy, Keller Williams Realty, here to serve. Bye-bye.